You did it, young warrior. You survived another year. Skull.
Through the white thunderstorms, we ride on the back of our dragons in a fearless ride. Sons of gold, hearts made of fire, conquering lands, fueling our desires. Roaring engines and lightning in our eyes. United we stand, our strength won't compromise. From the east to the west, we sail, we roll with our warriors. Never feel alone. Landscapes of freedom beneath open skies, the promised land where our spirits arise. We battle the storms and tides of the sea. Now we've arrived in the land we're meant to be.
Welcome to the DragonShip. I am your host, Paul Bauer, and this is the only panel show on the internet where we fully believe that a rising tide lifts all ships. I am joined today by some of the greatest guys on the internet, but before I introduce them, I just want to show you guys my new Christmas present from Nurse Chick. She sent me this shirt. To-do list, your mom. All right. So joining me on the panel today, we got Viking Paradigm. What's going on, brother? What's new with you?
Well, my girl picked something up from work that got my son sick, and now I'm feeling it. So I'm here. I'm toughing it out, though. Skull.
Nice. One thing when I was in the military, I learned is that you can't just be sick and call in sick in the military. You actually have to request permission to be sick. So you actually have to show up to muster and then ask if you can go to sick call. And then if you do go to sick call, they just give you a Motrin and tell you to quit being a little bitch. So
Yeah, pretty much. That's why my rule has always been for work is I don't call in unless I'm actually sick, where I'm incapacitated and unable to perform my duties.
Yeah. I'm the same way. That and I work from home, so it's like it's even harder to get out of work when your office is 15 feet from your bed. So AJ,
you're having a rough time when you start giving yourself excuses for why you're calling in and stuff because you're your own boss.
Right, true. AJ, you know a little something about that.
Motrin, socks, water.
That's
what Doc would always give us on the boat. Have some clean socks, drink plenty of water, and here's your 800 milligram Motrins. Take 3 a day. Literally, that's what Doc would prescribe.
Yeah, what's new with you though, man? How was your Christmas?
It was another day to me. I'm the Grinch, guys. I really don't celebrate any of the holidays. But all I did was cook a rib roast, gave part of it to my dog. So
sounds glorious. That sounds glorious to me. RP Thor, what's going on, man? How are you feeling today? Oh, you're on mute.
I'm feeling all of it, son. Every bit of life. Screaming out above the waves here on the North Sea. It's pretty good. I've been really, really wanting to get a new dog, man. I got to get me a new dog, I think. Maybe one or two. But anyway, no, we're doing well. Definitely got some things to do today. I'm glad to even be able to show up here today. Announcement for the Dragons membership. I'm going to have somebody pick that up in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to have Zulfikar present during the membership. But as far as that goes, it's only because I will be having brain surgery on the 31st to remove the brain tumor. Well, basically, it's the size of this tattoo. It's the same one grew back. So we got to go get it while it's still operable. And that's what we're going to do, man. We're going to get the hole saw out, and we're going to drive it in with a Milwaukee and impact wrench. And then we'll fill it with some putty and rub some dirt on it and go home.
Just spackle over over the hole and call it a day.
Yeah, and maybe we'll spray some primer on it and get AJ to repaint the damn tattoo.
Oh, dude, you don't want that yet. My paint skills aren't there yet.
I'll tell you what, and for the future, man, I would like to get enough recovery to build a third scale Titan for my grandkids to play in the front yard. That would be good. I got AJ Titan coming. I can't wait. It'll look great.
Yeah, you got everything but the arms and arm weapon coming today.
No worries, man. I mean, what a nice thing to do. I appreciate that. Skull to you, my Viking son. Appreciate you.
You're welcome.
All right. Mike Steele, what's new with you, man?
Oh, just enjoying the last of the holidays. I had some Cornish game hens, dousing a 1983 Armagnac and roasted that up. Came out perfect. I'm getting ready to start my my new side hustle. On January 14th, I will be tending bar after my regular job at work.
Oh, nice. That should get you some extra cash.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of network connections because it's a very masculine-centric place where I'm going to be tending bar. So a lot of scotch, whiskey, cigars, and a certain kind of clientele, basically older professional gentlemen. I'm sure the occasional lady will slide in every once in a while, but it's those business connections. That's what I'm looking forward to making.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's going to be solid gold. We got Vidar's here to join us today. Vidar, what's new with you, man? How was your Christmas?
Hey guys, it was fantastic. Thanks for having me. It was. I just couldn't ask for a better Christmas. Got to spend it with my brother Thor, with my sister we haven't seen in a long time, and with our mom. So it was probably the best Christmas I've had in quite a while.
That's great. That's great. And you obviously were riding around on a sleigh delivering presents.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I had a busy night later on that night. Very busy.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. Ray.
Actually, Vidar, you do look like the Santa from Narnia.
He's the Santa from Violent Night. You guys recognize him?
There he is.
Oh,
There you go.
yeah. Yeah, he does look like the Santa from Violent Night too.
Because he is.
Oh man, Wraith, what's going on with you, man? I know that you sent me your new book.
Yeah, I did. I just published actually 2 books in the last 2 weeks, trying to catch up with Paul. So, but other than that, it's been just like I've been on vacation, trying to turn out the other stuff for this kind of stuff. I got inspired, finished the last 2 of the books out of the 5 I've got written, and published them. So, been a fruitful vacation.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. Well, you're trying to catch up with me. I'm trying to catch up with that son of a bitch, Ryan Stone. He just dropped this new book, and then he's got another book coming out in January. That bastard. I'll never catch up with that guy at this pace. So.
Well, when you do it right the first time, you don't have to do any more.
Oh, yeah. There you go. There you go. And then you just get other guys to write books in your series for you. So that's
actually that is such a joy to my heart to read what they wrote. Anyway, that's a pretty amazing thing, and they deserve all the credit.
Speaking of guys writing books for Thor series, Huds, what's going on, man? How was your Christmas? What's new with you?
My Christmas was fantastic. I went to my girlfriend's family's house, and they're a little bit different than my family. My family is very prim and proper. They're a little bit more loosey-goosey. So we were playing this game, and never in a million years would I think that standing up at the dining room table and screaming anal masturbation would have won me a game. But that was the types of games we were playing. It was a very...
I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know.
Very unique experience. And I'm out right now in beautiful Maryland with both Kevin and Josh. We're doing a meetup as we're talking about the future of Men of Now. And so it's a fun time. The weather sucks, but it's a fun time.
What game were you playing? Was it like Cards Against Humanity or something like
No,
that?
it was a question, and they asked what was his favorite pastime, and he said anal masturbation.
No, it was I don't remember the name of it, but it's like it's the word is spelled out as if like a drunk person was saying it, and then you have to guess what they're trying to say. You have to guess the phrase. And so they were holding up the cards, and then I was like pretending to be drunk, and I would like read it out loud. I was kind of like the Vanna White to the show, and it was just a ton of fun. It was a ton of fun, and whenever there was like sexual questions, it got out of hand, but good times.
This sounds like that episode or those episodes of SNL with the Celebrity Jeopardy with Sean Connery. I'll take anal bum covers for 500. That's
The
album
tits
covers.
now.
I'll take the rapist. That's therapist.
Yeah.
That's not what your mother said last night.
Trebek. Yeah, those were always good.
Long, suck it hard.
So, guys, today we are going to be talking about our fondest memories of the year, whether that was on the Dragon Ship as a member, as a host, or in our personal lives. You know, so we're just sort of going to go around and talk about some of our favorite memories. And I'll kick this off, and I'll show you one of my favorite memories. This was the first like solo trip I took with my son ever, really, like an extended trip. And the reason why this came about was because Nurse Chick and I last year went on so many epic trips, right? We went to like England, we went to Vegas, we went to, Utah and Arizona and like all this kind of stuff. And my son's like, Dad, I want to go on a trip. I want to go on a trip somewhere. And at first I was going to take him to go see Washington, DC, because I've never been there. And then my daughter was like, wait a second. I want to go to Washington, DC. I'm going to be the lawyer in the family and stuff. And I was like, okay, I guess we'll go to Orlando, because I've never been there either. And so I took my son out to Orlando, and we went to Disney World out there. But this one little event was just one of those random things where I'm driving by and I see it as an option. I go, hey, we went and got breakfast at like Waffle House. I was like, hey, you want to go do this? So we did one of these.
Copter tour.
R44?
What's that?
Are you in an R44?
I don't know. It was
Okay.
all I know though is that as soon as we get there, the next morning I go out for a jog and I just see helicopters like flying low everywhere, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why are there so many helicopters flying low? That's because there was at least like 4 helicopter tour places in the area. And so as we were driving by, I saw one and I was like, let's do that. I've never been. I was in a helicopter once in the Navy. It was because I put in a request sheet to go on a FAM flight on a SH-60 Bravo, and we're out in the middle of the ocean. So they put me on a gun belt and like hung me out the side of a helicopter in the middle of the ocean. It was great. That was the only time I've ever been on a helicopter. Other than that, so I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's have fun. Why not? And so give my son a really fun experience that he'll never forget. And I like spending money on memories instead of, stuff. And so stuff like that is just, it's something he'll never forget. My parents saw that. And so this year they took a trip up to South Dakota, and they went on a helicopter ride around Mount Rushmore and stuff like that. So.
Oh, those are really memorable. I mean, I've done the Grand Canyon. Of course, I've worked off a lot of helicopters, been long lined, worked off the skids, suits. They're interesting. They're definitely worth riding in.
Of course, with that music you put in there, now I'm looking around for Myron and Walter, seeing if they're going to join the stream any second.
Well, yeah, we're all going to get demonetized. We're all going to get copyright strikes, so we're going to have to cut that out later. But but I mean, I put that song in there specifically, as a sort of a shout out to the boys on Fresh and Fit, because that's their intro song. But that's also, if you guys didn't know, that's also the music from Scarface.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Laurent's in the house.
Miami.
What's going on, Laurent?
Bonjour, monsieur.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go around the horn. Tarl, what's a fond memory that you have from this year, whether it's on the Dragon Ship or your personal life?
Well, honestly, it was Thor actually invited me to the DragonShip because a lot of
thanks,
people,
man.
I work behind the scenes a lot. I've been helping Fresh and Fit, Donovan, MLD, a lot of guys behind the scenes. And just the fact that Thor noticed and invited me, that was memorable for me. And that's why I try to show up even when I'm feeling sick like I am right now. Because I see Thor showing up. He's dealing with the shit that he's dealing with. And for me, I'm just like, okay, well, to me, it's an honor to be here. And that sticks in my head like a good memory. So that's the best I got, I'd say.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at things. Like if you're not feeling very well and then you see Thor still showing up to DragonShip, you're like, yeah, I can't be a pussy today. Thor's here.
Man, you guys get me all emotional. I mean, yep, that's what it's all about. Climbing on board that DragonShip, hoisting our oars. And I can see that in all of you guys, man. And that really takes us to the next level, makes life truly enjoyable on an esoteric level. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to meet you and bring you on board. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. I just personally like solving problems.
Mhm.
For me, I struggled with lots of personal problems for years because people kept giving me bullshit solutions. Now I've got practical solutions that actually work and my life is way better.
Maybe you should go fix Huds' bathroom then.
My bathroom is finally fixed, but it doesn't matter because we just looked at a new place this past week, and I'm getting the F out of there.
Yeah, screw
Not
that guy.
staying at this
Yeah, I
place.
was going to say, I already gave him the advice. You find a new place.
Do you got a room for all your Legos?
Yeah, we're getting a larger place specifically so I have a room for my Legos.
Yeah,
You're like that-
he's got to have a place to park the ark that saved him from the flood.
You're like the guy in the Italian Job where he's like, I want a nice little house in Spain with a room for my shoes, but yours is a room for my Legos. Oh man, AJ, what's a fond memory you have from this year?
Let me go to screen share and present. I got a good one for this right off the get-go. Boom.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
All right, yeah, that's hot.
Right here. Got Thor teaching me how to do a little axe throw. I went up there and visited him back in the spring.
Boom.
Sunk them both on that one. That's the little quick one.
Love that. You know, I got to interject here. What a
Go right
heck of a year. I mean, everybody in the Red Pill space came out and visited me. Paul, all you guys did. Just to come say hi to me. That was very meaningful for me. Would never be forgotten, and it inspired me far beyond what you guys think. And lifted my spirits probably for the rest of my life. There's good people out there in this space. We get shit on a lot. And nobody asked, nobody had to come see me. They just to say hi is good enough. But everybody made that effort. It was absolutely amazing. Thank you. And if you didn't, that's fine too. Everybody reached out and just said hi. It was a pretty amazing thing to witness. Just how much that you can touch somebody's life just by talking and taking the care to be that rising tide. Thank you.
Yeah. One thing I remember, I mean, so I went out, I was one of the guys that went out to visit you, but when we all got together and we went on a like Pearl show. We had a big panel show with Pearl. That was fun. A bunch of guys from DragonShip, a bunch of guys from Rule Zero. We all came together and did that. And even Tristan Tate, pitched in with that, like, which is, it's phenomenal to see. Just because you're right. A lot of us we get a bad rap in this space, and they don't realize just how close of a community it actually ends up being.
Yeah, Andrew did too, and non-advertised. He doesn't need it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everyone that was involved in this space, just for you, Thor. Like the DragonShip is becoming a cornerstone of the men's self-help. Like I'll be on Glenn streams and people will be asking about you. I have other chats that I'm in that are spawned out of Masculine Empowerment Network that people come to me and ask me how you are doing. So
we're gonna be doing better after the first for sure.
Definitely. It's good. You're going to have a hell of a new year. You're going to be on some good drugs. So much so that you're not even going to remember it.
He's going to be on the best drugs, the best of their kind, nothing like it.
Exactly. And then Trembolone will be made legal.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of Trenbolone, Huds is pretty buff. Huds, what's a favorite memory you have from this year?
Absolutely. So it actually is at the same time, two events that happened right within 2 weeks of each other. The first was when I got the vest, and really, it's still so special to me. Like I wish I had it right now. It just, yeah, because I love you guys. Like everything that Thor's saying, like you guys you mean so much to me, and it really is. It's an honor to be around such great men. So that happened, and then right afterwards, I had won a trip to go to Orlando, and I went with my girlfriend, and we were put up in a really nice place. It was like completely for free. All we had to pay for was the flights and the park tickets. But other than that, they took care of everything, free food, really nice atmosphere. And I got to finally go see at Universal Studios all the Harry Potter stuff. And there's just been so many rides that I had not gotten a chance, like the Velociraptor 2. I hadn't had a chance to be down in Orlando in a while. And so it was just so much fun. Like, gosh, like the Harry Potter rides, like both of them, like the castle and then Hagrid's Wild Ride, whatever, the motorcycle thing. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. And to be able to experience that with her, like Harry Potter is one of her favorites. And so like one of the very first Lego sets I got was, well, actually the very first Lego set I got was the Harry Potter castle. And then we got Diagon Alley as well.
It's called Hogwarts.
So just being able to, that period of my life, that was in May. And so just like getting the vest and then being able to experience that with her, it brought life into me. Sometimes life gets boring. And then when, a lot of great things happen all at once. So that definitely, those two things right in that period of time, definitely is my favorite.
I was going to say, so you mentioned the Hagrid's ride. The coolest ride my son and I went on when we went to Disney World was the new Tron ride, the new Tron cycle ride. That thing is fucking insane. And if you guys have never been on it, you basically sit on a Tron bike, and they strap you on, and you ride that son of a bitch like it's like you're in Tron, and it's going so fast, and you're just holding on to this thing like this. I don't know. I love it.
It's super cool. Yeah, I didn't go to that park. We only went to Hollywood Studios for Disney side, and the reason why is because I wanted to see the Star Wars stuff. And I'm forgetting the name of it, but whatever that one ride is that had come out a few years ago, gosh, it's unbelievable. It's one of those where you sit in and it motorizes and moves itself. And I got to look up the name of it. That is amazing.
The Star Cruiser.
No, it's I'll look it up. All right.
Well, while he's looking it up, Mike, what's one of your favorite memories for this year?
I got two, and I'll make them quick. The first one was when we were shutting down the casino, and my boss pulled me into his office, and he said, "Just so you know, we're closing, and everyone's going to lose their job, except you." Basically 99% of the people getting laid off and 1% got to stay, and I was part of the 1% that got to stay. That's not, some people might call that like, oh, you got lucky. How is this a good thing? Like, wouldn't be like getting a new job or a better job be something that you would celebrate? No, that's an accomplishment, because what that means is I have worked my career up to the point where I put myself in a position where it's not about me. That position was necessary. That position was not expendable. That position needed to persist during the casino construction. And then when we build our new casino, I get to walk in to a brand spanking new shiny casino that's like my baby, and I get to be a part of that. So that's awesome. But easily, I have here a picture. The best memory of the year is when you came to Vegas And Aaron Clary, Cappy, was here as well, and we had dinner at the super secret Red Pill dinner headquarters here in Las Vegas. And so that was a fantastic dinner. Getting to talk shop with you and Cappy in one night. I mean, yeah, like if Rolo had stumbled through the door or Glenn Lawrence had showed up too, I mean, that would have just put the cherry on top. I also had another really great dinner with Glenn Lawrence and Phil Foster when they were in town. But I don't have pictures of that one on my Instagram. But this is just quintessential, and I love it. That was a fantastic night. Thank you for visiting.
You know what my favorite part about that was when Cappy walks in with his fucking snakeskin boots. What the fuck are you wearing, man?
You're forgetting when I was in Vegas and I sucked on that brass titty.
I was
think
there once before.
Do I have that picture?
I think it's on my Instagram, but I'm not logging in right now.
Oh no, I got oh yeah, no, so let's hang on.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
I was one of the first. I was the first.
Yes, sir, you were.
Came out to visit my buddy.
Yep, and that's actually when I met Glenn for the very first time. I'd never heard
sir.
of Glenn Lawrence until you brought him out here with you.
Yeah.
Was that when Thor? Was that when you and Glenn rode out there on your bikes?
He rode out there with me as a guest. I was out there to visit Rolo and Aaron, who had been my friends for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That's when Hot Dude Con Vegas was going on.
Yep.
I was up there at the same time with MLD.
Yep.
That's right. MLD had come out there, and I definitely wanted to connect with all. It was really wonderful, and I ran out of oath rings. I got to get some more of those. You can see that on my wrist, but there's a lot of good guys out there wearing those.
Yeah, great times. Vegas is going to be, for the next 50 years, Vegas is going to be a very serious hub with a lot going on. And so I'm really looking forward to see what happens in this town.
I'm looking forward to taking my Cybertruck up there and hanging with you for a bit.
Yes, sir. Please.
Yeah. I actually, Nurse Chick and I went to Vegas twice within a couple of months because we were out there for the Fall Fight Club nonsense, and then it like 3 or 4 months later we were back out there for that where we went out to dinner. But Nurse Chick and I were actually in town for a wrestling event. Like Nurse, like for me, like going to wrestling events is just a good excuse to travel, and then Nurse Chick just likes coming along, But Thor, what's a fond memory you had from this year?
I have so many of them. I think I will go to one. I mean, obviously reconnecting with Vidar after several years was really good. Just, life gets in the way. All of you guys, the memories all come together. But I had a kind of a special one last Christmas. I had purchased a couple of these Star Wars custom lightsabers called Neo Sabers. They're like really machined well, and they look like flames coming out, and they make all these noises. Great. They're great displays for my display. You see my display case. But one of the fondest memories is I have these two granddaughters, that are like 8 and 9, 10. When those girls got a hold of those lightsabers, it was absolutely chaotic disaster, and there was a disturbance in the force. I'll never forget that shit. If those things were active, I would have had my welder out for months. They had so much fun whacking on everything with those lightsabers and each other, and it was a wonder to see their mother get stressed over that. It was wonderful.
That's a good feeling, right? When you're grandpa and like you don't really care about all the disaster anymore. And the 14th is on its way. So 14th grandchild's on its way. So those are good memories. They'll be good.
Holy shit.
That's great. Vidar, what's a fond memory you have from this year? You're on mute, by the way.
The brothers are alike.
I would have to say it was reconnecting with Thor, being invited into this group. It's been a fantastic memory, and I'm looking forward to the future. In fact, one time Thor told me, I was reminiscing or looking back on too many things in the past. And he says, you know what that rearview mirror is for? Not to dwell on things in the past, but to turn that mirror down towards you to look how cool you look going forward. So I'm really looking forward to this group and things looking forward to this next year in the future.
Thanks, bro.
Very cool. Laurent, I know you had a tough year, man, but what's a positive thing that happened to you this year? Can't hear you for some reason.
Check your audio, buddy.
We are professional podcasters.
Dang it, stole my line, AJ.
I know
Sacre bleu.
I know we're all thinking it.
Okay, well, while you're
Wait,
working on
wait.
that, we'll move over to Wraith. Wraith, what's a positive memory you have from this year?
I was probably getting a book published for Thor's series.
Oh,
I'd been putting it off, and I basically just took 2 weeks out of my life and sat in my office and wrote that book, and it basically pushed me to write 3 other ones. So
damn good book too. Thank you.
Yeah, I just wrapped up my series on your book on frame a couple of weeks ago. I'm going through AJ's book now, so we did chapter 2 yesterday, but hopefully that not only got you a few sales, but hopefully some guys really take that information to heart, because you have some really solid advice in there for working on frame, and it's such a important topic.
Hey, Paul, thank you. I did have 2 sales last week.
Yes. Okay, good.
Well, I'm hoping to get your audio done within the next month or so, kid. So
Take your time, man. Take your time.
Is it
No rush.
working?
Yes.
Can you
Yeah,
hear me
we can
now?
hear you now. All right.
All right. Yeah, my best memory for this year was going to Bangkok and party like a rock star. I mean, in my 50 plus years of age, I've never partied like this, and God knows I've partied. And my friend told me, like, not even rock stars get to party like that. It was absolutely amazing. Then the second one was after the rough patch came, a lot of friends from all over the world came back. I've been blessed. I'm extremely fortunate. I'm extremely grateful that people from all over the world called and supported or offered their support. That was very touching, very heartwarming, including guys on this panel like AJ. Thank you very much, AJ. Like Thor, like Huds, like Mike, like you, Paul, everybody. So thank you for the brotherhood. I'm immensely grateful. Thank you very much.
Laurent, do you have that very special picture of that certain someone that you hung out with last week? Would you like to share it?
Oh, yeah, MLD. Let me see if I can post it. I'll be right back.
Well,
yeah. MLD invited me for Christmas. It was beautiful. So
I'm so
the
glad,
25th,
man. That's awesome.
That's dope, man.
Can I say something on all of this to everybody in the audience? And I hope this gets replayed to everybody. Time passes fast. And we got one shot at this. And one thing I've discovered is sometimes I don't call everybody that needs to be called. And I think I should. And I remember that I should. And I forget about it. And I'm not the only one that does that. I have friends that love me to death, but they never reach out. And so it's easy to interpret, well, I don't give a fuck. They never call me. Don't be that guy. Reach out to your friends. A 5-minute phone call or text here and there. Maintain those relationships because they're really useful to them. Number one, it lifts their tide and it gets you in a habit of being very social and very much a leader amongst the entire social network that you have. I know we all have. I've had, my wife has had girlfriends and they just don't call her. They expect her to call them all the time. And it's disappointing to someone when they never get contacted. So just keep that in mind. It's not something you have to do, but it's something you should keep in mind, contacting people and maintaining those open networks. So when we're talking about these memories, make a few with just a 5-minute phone call. That's my recommendation for the year.
That reminds me, Thor, it's kind of like the advice that I give guys, right? Because a lot of guys, especially the dead bedroom situation, they end up in a dead bedroom because they're expecting their wife to initiate. And they're like, I really want her to initiate more. And then women don't do that, typically. And so then they're like, oh, she doesn't love me, she's not initiating, and so then they have a bedroom. It's like, dude, if you want more sex, initiate more. If you want to talk to your friends more, pick up the fucking phone and call them more.
Dominant masculine presence always initiates, and he maintains that vibe across thousands of miles.
Yeah, that's really solid advice. Why don't we take a quick break here, guys? We are coming up on New Year's. Everyone's trying to get in shape for the New Year's. I happen to have a basic diet and fitness mini course that's available to help get that started for you. Let's play a commercial for that, and then we'll get back to reminiscing about how great 2024 was.
Tired of complicated diets and time-consuming workouts? Does your busy schedule leave no room for the gym? You're not alone. Thousands of men struggle with the same problem. The frustration of not seeing results can be overwhelming. But what if I told you there's an easier way? Introducing the Basic Diet and Fitness Mini Course, your no-nonsense guide to getting fit. Learn the only 4 exercises you need and master the secret of effortless weight loss with the calories in, calories out method. It's time to break free from the cycle of failure. Start your journey to a healthier, stronger you today. Sign up for the Basic Diet and Fitness Mini Course now, because every man deserves to feel confident and fit. Transform your life, one simple step at a time.
Visit fit.comeonmanpod.com and sign up today. No more excuses. No more
I
excuses.
forgot about Mustard Bowl.
Mustard Bowl, yeah. Well, well, you know, it's funny. It's like I made that course, and one of the reasons why it's because that's like the number one thing we tell guys in the space. You know, like if you're out in the dating circuit, go to the fucking gym, get fit. You know, if you're in a dead bedroom, it's probably because you let yourself go. She doesn't find you attractive anymore. Go hit the gym, get fit. And so it's like a lot of guys don't even know how to work out. It's like, well, it's not that hard, but here's a great place to start. I'm not getting rich off that, but it's definitely a good place to start, especially if you're like, oh, I don't have time. I don't have time to go to the gym. It only takes just a minute or two to knock out 20 push-ups, right? That, you know, you have time. You just need to have better time management skills.
Whoa,
Yeah, a
whoa,
lot of
Paul.
guys
That's
are,
assuming if they could do
gotta
20
mix it up.
push-ups.
Well, you got to work up to that. I've got one of my clients in my dead bedroom program. I asked him how many push-ups he could do, and he's like 1 or 2, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna set a goal for try to get to 10. You know, so just do as many as you can and try to do, like, you know, 3 days a week. And so now he's up to, like, I think he's up to 25 push-ups, and he can do them pretty smoothly now. And it's just you got to start somewhere. You know, if you can't do 10 push-ups, that's okay. You need to get there, though. You know, it's part of
one of the common excuses I've gotten from guys working in the Fresh and Fit crew is they'll say, oh, I'm gonna start, you know, I'm gonna get my diet on track, but after I start working out, and I'm too busy to start working out right now. And I'm like, well, you're already doing things ass backwards. Get your diet on point, because that's where the fat loss really comes from. Like you said, calories in, calories out, and then start at least doing some basic workout stuff. It doesn't take that much. A lot of guys get twisted in their own head, overcomplicating it, and then up not doing anything.
Yeah. Oh shit. Paul Benjamin's in the chat. How do I get in?
I just sent him a link on X in his
sweet.
inbox.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll drop it in the Rule Zero chat too here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I see. He asked in there too. He goes, is there a DragonShip link? Yes.
Oh,
get in
awesome.
here, Paul.
Yep.
Yeah,
No,
that
my
guy's
bad.
solid
Paul,
AF.
my bad. I should have sent that to you when I texted you the other day.
Well, hey, speaking of fitness, this isn't really like a memory, but it is an accomplishment. So, not everyone knows this, but I went for a 6-month sober streak from June 1st to December 25th, and I made it.
Wow.
And now I didn't do it for like moral reasons or because I had a problem or anything like that. I wanted to see, number one, if I could do it. Because if I couldn't do it, that told me that I did have a problem. But I did it without, and it wasn't very hard. No irritability, no anxiety, no withdrawal symptoms, nothing like that. So I'm like, okay, good. I don't have a problem. But what that showed me was, okay, well, maybe I could do a year. And so after I have a bottle of something special here that I'm going to finish throughout the rest of December. And then I'm going to drink on New Year's Eve. And then I'm going to drink on January 20th. If you know, you know. And then after that, I'm going for a year. Just to see if I can do it.
You
And
know,
so-
I find that drinking's not a problem if you do it every day.
You sleep better though. I can attest you sleep better.
There's a lot of benefits to not drinking. Speaking of drinking, hey Paul, what's up, man?
Not much. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, we're talking about how awesome our years were.
Oh yeah.
What's a cool thing that happened to you this year, Paul?
Oh, I think. I mean, it was pretty, I guess, decent year. You know what I mean? I mean, I did a lot of outdoor stuff over the summer. But I think watching my kid get really involved in extracurriculars and stuff like that, and like having like this is his first year of high school, and so he's really doing well, really excelling, a part of a lot of different things, has positive friend groups. Like watching him at his age start to be successful, you know what I mean? That's a huge win. And I would say that's probably the main thing, and then of course helping dudes out and watching dudes, in like the coaching programs progress, because usually someone will do like my mastermind or something and they're with me for 6 months to a year, and, so I get to see their progress, and that's pretty cool. That's always really rewarding. You know what I mean? I'd say that's about it. I mean, nothing too crazy,
Oh, look. Hey, Nuke's here. What's up, man?
Nuke.
Hey, what's up? I didn't know where I was. There's so many faces. I'm like, oh, there I am.
So we've been going around and talking about fond memories from this year. Things that really stand out. And so, what's a positive thing that happened to you this year besides breaking the internet?
Which time?
Yeah.
Man. Well, I got much better at dancing, and I made a lot of friends in the dance community. So that was good times. I don't know. I would just say, hosting my first Rule Zero, that was fun. Yeah, I would just say, being able. You know what? It was when my best friend texted me and said, "Thanks for everything. I love your content," and I didn't even know he watched my stuff. I think that was.
Wow.
Him and me had been to a lot together in the military, and I was, I was his voice of reason. I was just hanging out with him, make sure he was okay. He was recently divorced, couldn't see his kids because of our deployment schedule, and having that text message kind of put things in perspective and realize, like, um, despite everything that goes on online and all the fights and who's angry at who and all that stuff, which I understand it happens. I've gotten crazy phone calls and all that stuff, but really, it put things in perspective, and it's about the guys that need it and want to improve and do better for themselves. And having your best friend thank you, it's just weird. It's just like, why are you thanking me, bro? I just, we just had lunch together on the mess every day and stuff, and it means so much to guys just if you just hang out and talk to them and kind of just sit next to them and just hear them out and then watch them improve, and then they think it's you that did it. I'm like, no, dude, you're the one that improved. I just connected some dots. That's it. I didn't do anything. So yeah, I think that was my best memory, and he's moving to Dallas, and I can't wait to hang out with him, play D&D, whatever we're gonna do. So yeah, I think that was.
Is he looking for a job?
One thing I'll say to this, I'll tell you this, Nuke. Don't sell yourself short, man, because you say, well, you're the one that you're the one that did it, but would he have done it if you didn't help him connect the dots? So pat yourself on the back. Pat yourself.
I did hand him the red book, right? I did hand him the red book in 2018.
Yeah.
I didn't know he read it. I didn't care. I just said, hey, dude, I'm just going to leave this in your room. If one day you're in the middle of the night, you want to read it. But it's just when it crosses over to your very intimate personal life, a lot of guys kind of want to squeeze as much money as they can out of this space and do whatever they can. I understand that. It's business, right? But for a lot of guys, too, it's like real. It's like you've seen you've lived with guys who've lost it all, who have nothing. And you've had to tell them, hey, make your bed or else you're in trouble. And these are guys that have nothing left. And how do you tell a guy who has nothing left, is in trouble, about to get his rank busted down, all that stigma and all that stuff, and tell him to make his bed, you know, and having to tell him, sit him down and be like, hey, bud, like, you know, you're doing shit. I understand where you're at. So coming from that perspective, out of that, you realize that it's just there's more to this than the funny super chat videos we make and the jokes we make. Like, until you have a friend of yours who tries to end his life or something like that, then you shouldn't take it too seriously, right? Because you don't want to do that either. But at the same time, we got to focus on what's important. I got to refocus on what's important, and I just hope no one has to deal with these kind of things. I know guys, there's a lot of guys in the military on this panel, on multiple panels. You guys have felt too that the mental health issues with men, and the crazy thing is, the worst part of this is that they love their wives and girlfriends, and their girlfriends love them. They just neither of them have the tools, and that's the hard part. So
it's a skill issue. Yeah.
It's a skill issue.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to publicly thank you, Nuke, because I don't know how often we'll see you, because you're just kind of taking a break, and that's cool and all. But I wanted to publicly thank you and acknowledge that one day that I called you, and I asked for some advice. And you gave me the advice, and I took action on that advice, and I'm better. That person was holding me down and holding me back from achieving my maximum potential. And I'm starting a side gig here in January. I'm actually going to start tending bar at a gentleman's location because of the business opportunities that it can present to me. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm actually going to be like in a tie, in black slacks with the apron and the gloves and the suspenders and everything behind the bar, making drinks for
the Alfred from Batman.
So
going all out.
So the business connections plus a little extra scratch on the side is something that I would not have thought of doing with that person dragging me down. And I did what I had to do. You didn't tell me to do it, but you told me, basically, you gave me the advice that I needed to hear, and I took my own action with that advice, and that's the decision that I made, and I'm better for it. So thank you, Nuke.
Hey, man, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Nuke's a hell of an axe thrower too. Sharpen that axe and keep throwing it.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that too. Like I learned. I don't know how fast I learned compared to the others, you know, but I feel like I learned pretty fast how to throw an axe. Yep. And I was really excited when I got it. Was it when I got the knife? Right, we started with the knife, right?
Yep, I give you that 1.5 foot long knife, and we throw that dirk. You did great, and you know, there's a lot of metaphors that go with that as far as taking action.
Yeah, and that's basically it. Like for me, you know, I've been reading about this stuff since I was a wee lad, right? And you know, it's really fun. Like red pill intersexual dynamics is hilariously fun. I love it. It's one of my passions. But you got to do something. You gotta do something, right? And that's the scary part. Even to this day, it's still scary to set boundaries with people that you love. You know, like even your mom, your father. You know how hard it is to know that your father sacrificed his whole life to bring you and make you who you are today, you know? And to tell him no, hey dad, I'm not doing this. That's tough. Like I know, like you can see, I don't know if you guys have immigrant parents, but you can see the pain in their eyes, like the nights of poverty that they have to deal with. And you have to tell that person, no, dad, no. And that's not easy, right? Same thing with women. It could be the hottest woman you know, and the girl says, hey, let's do this. You got to tell her no. And she's just the hottest girl you know. So it's guys need to forgive themselves because we are human. And I think one of the things that happens in this space with all the bombast and all that is that we forget that we're human beings. We are all capable of still getting our heart broken and capable of doing great things. But we're all human. Forgive yourself. It's not you. It's just you're dealing with your humanity, and never forget that, because the minute you forget that you're dealing with your humanity, you will become depressed and you will be in a dark place, and you don't want to go there. Trust me.
Yeah.
I see a lot of guys falling to the apex fallacy, right? They hold themselves to the apex fallacy. They hold others to the apex fallacy. You saw this happen to Fresh. Fresh got rid of that girl a month before she came back at him because he saw the red flags. But people want to gaslight everybody and be like, well, he's red pill. That shouldn't have happened to him. It's just like he banged over 1,000 girls in Miami. He was bound to hit a landmine eventually. Like, but guys don't want to look at the practical information. They want to create a straw man that they can then be like, oh, he's red pill. That shouldn't have happened. It's just like, no, he would have been way more fucked, literally, if he wasn't red pilled aware. You know,
that's like watching That's like watching one of the James Bond movies where Bond gets shot in the shoulder and then going, well, he shouldn't have even gotten hit. He's James Bond.
Yeah,
the Marvel universe.
The important thing with this as well, like, let's keep in mind, not only did he have the tools to be able to manage that situation, he had the brotherhood, the community. He had people by his side that helped him get through it. And I think that's another piece of this that is so important.
Because what would have a blue-pilled guy done in Fresh's situation?
Oh,
he would have folded. He would have folded like a wrestling chair.
A lot of these blue pill guys don't have a social circle like we do in the red pill space. Like that's actually, you know, we were sort of alluding to that earlier when everyone came to you know, stand by Thor earlier this year. It's same sort of thing happened with Fresh. I mean, you know, James Sexton fucking came out of the woodworks, you know, like that. Like we have a good community of guys that we can network with here. That is actually a blessing.
It really is.
Well, I was gonna say, getting back on topic of awesome things though, and just you know, talk about me for a little bit, because that's my favorite subject.
Paul, you are my favorite subject. Okay?
I wanted to share this with you guys. So, you know, one of the things that Huds brought up is the vest, right? Getting the vest.
The cut.
Well, I've taken that vest on some pretty fun rides, and Nurse Chick and we actually went on a motorcycle ride out to Salt Lake City. So this is me. This is her. She is not happy in that picture because right before that picture, she dumped her bike at the gas pump, and I had to help her pick it up. And that was right in front of that 1% motorcycle gang member that I was telling you about, Thor. And he was like, what the fuck is RP? Because on the back of our vest, it says RP. It doesn't say, you know, MC or anything. And so I had to explain what a fucking men's group on the internet is. And
he was probably like, what the hell?
Yeah, no, he was cool about it, you know.
Okay.
But
it's like that.
Those guys are all right
with the Harleys.
Yeah.
I've had nothing but the coolest things about our cuts from every quarter. And we've got franchises in Romania, Czechoslovakia. There are guys that are interested in this, absolutely. And there's some guys that are in the Dragons now that are due cuts. I'm sorry I haven't been there, but I will work with the team to make sure that those guys that are hosting and pulling their weight get their cuts. So maybe I can work with you guys to do that. But these are pretty impressive because really they look foundational to the 1% outlaw motorcycle gang. Yeah. But it's not in the fact that you're an outlaw. It's in the fact that you've recognized that you sit a bit outside because you have rationality, and you have perspicacity. If you don't know what perspicacity is, you better look it up. That's what the RP stands for in RP Thor and on the cuts. It's that perception to see rationally what actually is and what is empirical and apply it to your life. So there's a little bit of a difference there. And of course, within the club is also the Sons of Thor division. So we've got to get those out too. But yeah, these are pretty neat. I've had nothing but positives from this. It seems like when I'm wearing these, I get recruited to the 1%er club. They all want to recruit me. So I guess I have that look. So
I'm not going to lie. When the video was sent in our group chat for when you were pulling my cut and I believe Huds and Nuke's cuts, I teared up a little bit.
Yeah,
that was a heartfelt moment right there.
Oh shit!
Speaking of the 1%,
look who joined us here. This son of
time to get demonetized.
All right, let's ruin some shit. Let's go ahead and Trouble is here.
There's no cut. The master at arms has shown up. The second cut. Third cut.
What are you talking about? Look at this. I have mine here. It's already here.
There, I can't see it. Okay, I got you. There you go. Look at this, Mr. GL.
What is going on?
All good, man.
It's been a minute,
Good with
Glenn.
you, man. What's going on?
Yeah,
Hey, Glenn, have you lost
your
some
mic
weight,
is
man?
a little low, Glenn.
My volume's a little low.
Yeah, it's kind of crackly too.
His audio's been sucking lately.
How about
Well-
this? Is it better now?
Yeah.
We good?
Well,
Alright,
no,
cool.
it's not. It's not better.
Not better at all. Okay. That's
Well,
Check
yeah,
your,
it's
let's
okay.
check your audio. Make sure you're micing through your mic and not your computer. I do that all the
no, I
time.
am miking through my mic. I have my soundboard right here.
Oh, okay.
It's
Let me hop
clipping.
back out.
I'm out of answers then. That's all I got.
All right. Let
Yeah,
me hop out and I'll hop back.
Glenn, I've
Okay.
noticed that. I've noticed that recently too. I think like your last stream or something. I think it's just a setting issue.
Could be a clip.
Yeah. Hold
No,
on. Let me check
Glenn's
the-
one of my oldest friends in the RP. I mean, the very first one outside of like Rollo and those guys, the one was Sterling Cooper, the very first one. Met him outside of all of this. And then, I brought Sterling Cooper into the group, and then I met Paul and MLD and all those guys, And MLD was probably the first one I met on Facebook because we just corresponded via DMs because I'd write comments and it was a very good exchange. And then definitely had worked into his convention, and that's where I met Glenn. And, we hit it off well. Glenn's a good man. And congratulations on your success. For production of men, Glenn, I can't watch all your stuff. You're so prolific. But
I don't think anybody has enough time to watch all of
how
this
about
stuff.
now? How's
The
my audio now?
man's
Is it
almost
better?
24/7 live streaming.
It's a little bit, but we can hear you, Glenn.
All right. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me.
he does the best Ron Burgundy imitation when he does the news, though.
Nice.
All right. That should be
Nice.
good. Yes. No, I've just been grinding away. 2024 has been an interesting year. I was listening to what you're saying, the brotherhood and stuff, and that's something that we do have in this space that most men tend to need, and they don't know where to find it, and they're the places that they're looking, they're not getting it, like churches and things like that. They're not for men. So yeah, this space is there for men. I mean, all of you guys have networked with or worked with, or I mean, shit, Paul Benjamin was the guy that was coaching me through my divorce.
Yes, sir.
Apex is badass.
Good time,
man.
dude.
Yeah.
Actually, you
Yeah,
come a
all my
long way
shit.
since then too, man. It's awesome. It's good to see.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, things have definitely gone up, have been ups and downs throughout things, but definitely have been able to take everything that you've taught me and apply it to my life in other areas. So I've always appreciated that.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate you saying it. How's your career wise? I'm always curious about you with films and the shit,
So
paid gigs and shit, especially with you being vocally, not woke. I'm just wondering how that's working out, man. It's got to be a struggle.
So it's been hard. I mean, I've gotten like a few jobs since I've come back from after leaving Vegas.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been as many, but it's been better off than it was before. Because before I got shut down from 4 projects because of what my YouTube was, or not my YouTube, my Instagram.
Wow.
And then just recently, I got casted for a film that's it's slated to go into production this year called Revelation. That's the working title that we have for right now. And it's about AI sex robots. It's pretty cool. It's not about AI sex robots. I joke about that. But
No
no,
wonder
it's
you
about,
went in there. You're like, "Ooh, what are the perks of this job?"
it's not about sex robots. I joke about that, but it's about like humanoids, the kind of like post or near future with the Elon link or whatever thing. It kind of has a lot to deal with that. It's really cool. A director I worked with before, he called me up. He's like, "Yo, I just want to bring you on this movie. Do you want the role?" I didn't audition or anything for it, so that's pretty cool. And then last night just got hit up for a short film called like My Vampire Bodyguard. It's kind of a comedy thing. So
Are you the bodyguard?
no, I play like the old evil uncle or whatever. But
fucking porno.
It hasn't been a whole lot of work. I did the Tom McDonald music video with Dax. That was a big one for Veterans Day. I did that
is
one.
it out?
Yeah, it's been out. It's been out since Veterans Day.
Oh shit! Let me find it.
It's called Soldier, I think it is. So I've been able to do that one. That was a big paying job for a music video. But besides that, no, just been networking and really focusing on the content. That's pretty much what I've been working on. The industry's kind of on a low right now as it is. So there's really nothing coming out that's not already in like major contracts.
Well, Glenn, you didn't share with everybody the divorce that we went through.
Whoa.
We haven't worked together in a long time.
Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
I'm not gay, so
I thought we called that internet beefs. That's what
divorce.
we did.
Working
Glenn,
together.
if you want to pull up any of the stuff that we did, I know we had this stupid.
Whoa, hey, this is a G-rated show.
Ooh, I did see the behind paywall video. That was actually pretty good.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, those are great. Huds likes getting pegged. That came out. That came out in the video. Tell all. But no, like there's been plenty of good. We did a lot of great work.
Yeah.
Things just been crazy.
Hey, I got it here. We're obviously not going to play it, but I have a still frame pulled up from the music video.
Yeah. Yep, that's me.
Very easy to spot. We know that ugly nose anywhere.
Yeah, that nose is everywhere.
Are you
Look
wearing
at
the
that baby
same
face.
sunglasses in that
Absolutely.
movie that you are right now?
Right now.
It's always nice to be Thor and show up with your own bodyguard,
That's awesome, Glenn. I love Tom McDonald, but I didn't know that one came out. So that's pretty cool.
No, actually, Tom and Nova are going to be coming on the channel soon, and we're going to do an interview.
Yo, let us all know, man.
It's going to be an in-person interview, so we're networking some things out.
That's really
cool.
Here.
Yeah, let us
but
know.
I've been working with my friend Fatal, who's a rapper, and he also has a podcast called, because my show is called The After Hours, his is called The After Party. So, and he's on a radio station, so he's on like a Sirius FM radio station, and so he's trying to get me syndicated, helping me work up to get syndicated, so where my stuff could go on air as well as YouTube, so like I could get a contract from like Sirius or iHeart.
Really cool.
Because I don't just focus solely on like RP content. I'll talk about a little about everything, but kind of like mix some RP into it. It keeps me able to not get dinged as much as I would have.
Yeah, like you and I, you had me on your show to burn me at the stake because I was being a heathen. Yeah, we talked about Bible stuff. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I mean, I talk about it still, only when it's as long until if it relates to the topic that I'm discussing, like how would it navigate it through this? How does this information help me with dealing with this situation? I talk about what they say it should be like, but I also am aware that we don't always do what things should be done. Like the world's not perfect. So if we lived in a perfect world, then things would be done this way. Like a lot of people like to harp on the whole, degen is all about like sex. I'm like, well, you know what? Degenerate means a lot more than just sex. Okay. It means a lot more. Like it just means mental, physical, and moral. So it doesn't necessarily have to mean sexually at all. You could be a degen just because you're a drunk, like.
Yeah, I prefer to be a sexual degenerate, though.
That's
my preference.
My thing is, do you just don't complain to me when shit hits the fan.
Glenn's audience gets so fucking upset with me when we talk about
I love it.
Story hour. It's hilarious.
Degen story hour, like people have to pay for that shit. You want Degen story hour? You got to pay for that shit.
I'm talking about like when you get like me, Bjorn, and Michelle up there talking about the stuff, and like all the diehard Christians in your chat is like cover their ears, like, oh god, no.
Yeah, Bjorn's in the chat right now. I see him. He's
Well, I mentioned him. I saw him.
loyal
Shout out to
heathen.
Bjorn.
The loyal heathen.
I had him
I
on.
want to
It
say
is
something
funny to
about
listen
Glenn
to
Lawrence,
their,
guys. He hasn't been on in a while, but Glenn Lawrence he definitely has a ton of honor. Anything ever happens, and he is the first person to show. And in this kind of organization that we've had, that is that kind of loyalty is rare, and appreciate that, Glenn. Thanks for all of your assistance.
Yeah.
Everybody I know that's counted on you counts on you now. You're swinging your arms all the time, and sometimes you bash a few things, but when you understand that, that's a hell of a power that you got there.
I mean, I have no problem going to war for my peoples. So if I hear somebody, coming at somebody, I'll be the first to make a video and clap back at them.
Yeah, I know.
No problem. No problem. Because it's just like I rather say what everybody's thinking, and if you don't like it, okay, you don't have to like it. But it's the truth. Like, your problem's not me, your problem's with the truth. So,
I just want to let everybody know this is a pretty loyal man. That's a really good example of being a friend, and just you need something, man. He's like there instantly. So it's pretty amazing.
I appreciate that. Oh, by the way, hit me up later on because I do need to know about upcoming week.
Oh yeah. Oh, at the hospital, sure.
Yeah. All that stuff. Nuke, when did you get a 10-gallon head?
10-gallon hat?
Oh,
No,
he did
you-
a video
you-
production
you-
where Woody robs a bank, and I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't know
It's
Woody
really
was dark skinned.
Yeah, Woody from Toy Story, Black Woody robs a bank.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I went to the state fair here in Texas and I got one.
So you have to have a 10-gallon head to wear a 10-gallon hat. So
Oh no,
He-
I don't have
he's
that
got
much brains.
He's got a 10-gallon head. What the hell are you talking about? He's a fucking nuclear operator like myself.
He's
according to Twitter,
he's got a big head now
Twitter,
after
he's
all
not.
of his Twitter successes.
Oh yeah, just totally.
Yeah,
that one idiot.
I just want to say that Twitter fucking makes me laugh every day I go over there. The
It's hilarious.
tweet, oh my god, it just never ends, dude. It's like shooting fish in a fucking barrel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nuke,
You can just do it all day, dude. With that same
Nuke, you're all women are catfishes. Just to what degree?
That's the
I
one.
brought
You could
that.
do
I
that
brought that
all
to
day long.
TikTok, and because some lady posted a video of herself all dolled up nice, and then it switches over to her looking like a fucking street hobo or
Urchin.
whatever.
Yeah.
And so I stitched her video, and I said, and I just repeated what you say all the time, which is all women are catfishes. Just depends on what degree or whatever. And all the women are losing their fucking minds.
You still have your account after that?
I'll lose it. How dare
What
you
we
tell
call-
the truth?
I'm on my third account, so we're okay.
Speaking of that kind of stuff, that's what MLD would refer to as a Walmart golem. It's just different tiers.
Yeah.
Walmart golem.
The bigger the girl is, like if it's a big girl, it's a B tier. If it's a
And the
obese
crazy
girl,
thing
it's
that
a A tier. And then if it's super obese, it's an S tier Walmart golem.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, they will repeat the same thing back to you. Like you'll say, "Hey, women are not as attractive in person online, right? Because they have the filters and they wear makeup or whatever, the perfect angles." And they're just like, "That's mean. Women are not as attractive online in person when they're online because
God,
we
you
wear
got
makeup."
horn rot
And I'm like,
brain.
"Yeah, we agree. Like we're here. Like I get
Yeah,
you,
like,
girl."
that's exactly what I'm saying. Yes.
And then they write 4 articles on me, like across 3 different countries. And then Paige Spinarak, the golf girl with the big boobs.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
They wrote in,
yeah
golf tits, right? She responded saying, "No, Sydney Sweeney looks good here," right?
Mhm.
And then they wrote an article about how Paige Spinarak was defending Sydney Sweeney. I copy and pasted it, posted it, and then I found her tweet, and then I said, "All women are catfishes. The question is to what degree," right? And then I put a picture of her with no makeup, which was on Google Images, public photo, and her with like completely dolled up. And the difference was so bad, right? And then she
you
responded
just
saying,
love,
"Merry
you
Christmas."
love like poking
Yeah.
the hornet's nest.
Yeah, and then she Paige Spinarak responded saying "Merry Christmas," and I'm like, "Merry Christmas, Paige."
How dare you, Nuke? How dare
Yeah,
you?
it was fun
How
time. Well,
dare
that's
you point
how
that
you
out.
got to do it. You just got to know, like, what are women online for, right? Obviously, they have an image to keep, but they're bored, right? So let's do them a favor and cause a little bit of controversy. So when they go back to their husbands, you know, they're a little bit happier. We're doing a service here, you know?
Right. Well, if they were happy to begin with, they wouldn't be online. You know?
Yeah,
that's
they would be.
a good point.
I do
I
have
have
some
kind of a
unfortunate
theory
news.
too. It's kind of a weird. I have this
Oh,
weird
let's hear it.
theory, right? Okay, so there's I get the zoom in like this is going to be a good theory.
Yeah. Well,
saying
you're,
this is
you're the
good.
smart guy on the
Could
panel.
be
You're going to say
shitty.
something smart now. Let's.
Okay. Well, there's 3 types of gender dysphoria. All right. One of them is where they want to get attention from heterosexual men as if they're not, you know, transgender, right? Like they want heterosexual men to simp for them as if they're actually female. That's part of their version of that gender dysphoria. All right. So I have this theory that a lot of these women on Twitter who are like the tradcon women who have an AI generated profile pic who will put, you know, Christian and, you know, happy wife and whatever and mom and all that kind of stuff. And then they'll like slam on other women for dressing too provocatively and like their whole Twitter account is shitting on other women for being or shitting on people for being degenerates, right? Like it's like very not Christian at all. It's very negative and critical, but like, you know, highlighting flaws of other women so that they get clout and they get attention from guys and like all that stuff. My theory is a lot of those women, those tradcot women, are actually dudes. They're actually dudes who are transgender dudes who have this version of dysphoria where they want attention from, you know, heterosexual men as if they're a woman. Because what better way to do it than have a AI generated photo in a female profile and have everybody treat you like a woman, right? So I don't know. Maybe it's a smart theory, but
you know what?
I'm not
I think there's a lot to that.
Yeah, because some of these accounts, I'll watch how they post, and I'll look at the patterns and stuff. And being kind of a student of human behavior, I'm like, that's a dude posting and pretending to be. That is not a fucking girl, dude.
Well, it goes back to one of the human fallibilities, right? This is something that I've observed with a lot of women too, where like you guys just talked about the makeup thing. They have no problem with acknowledging that makeup changes the way they look. But if you point it out, they have a problem with that. Why?
Yeah.
Because they want to play the game. They want to live in that delusion. They want to live in that fantasy. And when you tell them what the game's rules actually are, you're explaining the game to them. And now they're going to get pissed off because you've shattered the illusion. Because the illusion is so weak for them that they're trying to create for themselves. They absolutely need external validation to fortify it. Right? That's the problem with not building yourself up, is that you create an illusion that is easily shattered.
Yeah, well, being the weaker of the sex, right? Generally physically weaker with less resources, capability, historically, right? Yeah, that's they get power through manipulation. So when they can create smoke and mirrors and fantasy, you know what I mean? They gain more power in the sexual marketplace. They have more opportunities. And then when you point out that that's what's happening, like actually this is a sham and you don't look like you do in your photos, right? Then it's fucking, they're furious because they've lost the power that they have in the sexual marketplace and in social circles and society as a whole, you know? It's you're taking their power away. You're disempowering women.
Yeah.
Yeah. By telling the truth. Anyway, just funny.
No, and it is funny because they don't they want. So what I've told guys this recently as of actually last night I said this. I was like, the biggest con is girls playing to be conservative, and you guys think that because they want to be a stay-at-home mom or whatever, that they're not being a boss bitch, that they are not feminist. I was like, you are in denial. You're not seeing it. You could be a feminist and want to be a stay-at-home mom.
There's
a lot
of women that say they want to be a stay-at-home mom simply because they don't want to work.
Yeah.
Ask me how I know. Okay.
Yeah.
I can confirm that.
How do you know, Paul?
You want me to talk about my ex-wife? Okay.
I'm just
hey, guys, we had a pretty good show today. AJ's got to get going. He's kind of a big deal. He's got a lot of shows to go on.
I am not a big deal.
So let's go around the horn. Talk about maybe what you got going on in the new year, and where can people find you online? We'll start with AJ.
Oh, where you can find me? I just posted. Did I post a link to my book? Yeah, I just posted a link to my book. I'll post a link to my YouTube channel. I chill out with Glenn sometimes on his channel. Do the DragonShip. I've been looking at getting back into my own streaming and working on a project with another guy in the space that I met through MLD. We're gonna set up our own little Warhammer stream because we're fucking nerds like that. I am started the second book. And I have finished the first, the introduction module and almost the second module for my course on how to get into the data center industry. So guys, look forward to that coming out next year. If you want to get into an industry where you can make 6 figures easily within your first 3 years and not really work a lot, it is the industry to get into. This year alone, I just went up another 20 grand over last year. So, so you can find
Easy there, Rockefeller. All right. Good to have you on the panel, AJ. Thank you for showing up today.
Thank you.
Let's throw it on over to Tarl. Tarl, what do you got going on in the new year, and where can people find you online?
All right. Well, find me online. You can find all my social links, vikingparadigm.com, right on the screen there. Pretty easy. What I got working on, I'm working on the book still, doing research. I did take a pause for the holiday season, so I'm working on the book, Physicality. Little reminder, we touched on the depression thing and the mental health issue. One of the things I had to learn the hard way that people don't often recognize, I want to clarify it here real quick, is your mental health is a result of your physical health. If your physical health is not being maintained or neglected, it's being neglected, you're going to have mental health problems. Doesn't matter how much you think positively, you can't outthink positively your physical ailments. Like I was type 1 diabetic, and I was taking care of my regular disease, but then I was obese, compounding of the issues, creating all sorts of other cardiovascular issues and whatnot for me that weren't good. So remember, gentlemen, your mental health is a direct result of your physical health. You can't have good mental health if your body's fucked up. It's a problem. So always remember that. Now, like I said, I'm writing a book about this, going into some of the physicality stuff, some of the nuances a lot of guys don't talk about in this space about how to actually use the other senses you have. I mentioned this before, proprioception and things like that. The fact that human beings have foresight, that's a sense. It's a real thing. People don't really compartmentalize it in a proper way to really understand it, though. So that's what I got working on going into the new year. Other than that, I'm going to be fucking playing some video games, right? So I'm going to be playing some Path of Exile too. Shout out to the Kiwis for coming up with a good game.
All right. Mike Steele.
Thank you very much. I got a couple of things to say. Firstly, everyone, Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. I don't endorse day drinking. However, I will make an exception here. I have a 2011 port here, and I drink port for New Year's. And so, Skull. To all you fine gentlemen, thank you so much for your brotherhood, your companionship, your coaching, your mentorship, your friendship, and the laughs. Because we need to laugh. Because, there were good times this year, there were bad times. For example, one of the bad things this year is we got to see Glenn Lawrence's cum face.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy. Damn it.
But in all seriousness, the money shot occurs.
It was good. It was good. I'm just telling you, I did bust a good one there.
Was it a dude?
But in all seriousness, Glenn, it's good to see you again. This is the money shot here at 358. Look at that shit. Look at that. Congratulations, Glenn.
Thank
for
you.
working on that project. That's really cool.
I liked how the helmet's cocked a little bit, a little diagonal helmet action going on.
It was crazy. Was they brought me on as a consultant, right? And they had nobody else that was military. So then I was like, I'll just do the damn thing. So all the major movements, I had to teach everybody how to do the major movements.
Screw it, I'll do it myself.
Yeah, I was like, just give me the damn uniform.
At least somebody that was doing it.
We'll do it live.
Sometimes they don't have any.
Do it live.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, sometimes it's bad.
But yeah, that's basically it. Thank you, Nuke, for the phone call. Thank you, Thor, for all of your Guidance, Paul, thank you for your friendship and the occasional bump in the algorithm. AJ, thank you very much for visiting me. Tarl, thank you very much for your IT advice. I bought the exact modem you told me to buy and no connection issues. Thank you so much. Huds, thank you so much for your advice as well. Laurent, thank you so much for your phone calls regarding a certain lady friend. And Paul, I'm hoping that in 2025 you and I chat a bit more, because I definitely have some things I'd like to talk to you about. I will be hitting you up privately. And
Sounds
thank
good,
you
bro.
to all of you. Skull.
Skull.
Cool.
Let's throw it on over to Huds, man. What do you got planned this year?
Absolutely, yeah. So first off, AJ, I'm sorry. I should have said that one of my favorite things was when you did come to visit, because it was. I really enjoyed meeting you in person.
Aw, thanks, man. I really appreciate you letting me crash out on the air mattress, worrying about that Lego tsunami coming.
It put you in a Lego prison.
I know.
If you rolled at all in bed, boom, everything comes down.
If
Oh,
anything
man.
falls, Huds is gonna kill me.
No, but it was a good time. I always love when you're able to meet. We have these online friends. Like, that's what I'm doing right now, and that's really what I'm most excited about next year. Being able to meet both Josh and Kevin here in person for the first time. We've been friends online for like 2-3 years, and finally meeting in person. I'm very excited for what we're doing with our own men's community, Men Up Now, and so just planning that out. And if anybody is interested in that, it's essentially, a lot of these men's communities are similar, and we're all trying to give as much value as possible. We are going to be reopening enrollment for that, if you do want to be a part of it, in January. The easiest way to probably reach me for that is on Instagram right there, at the Hudsman. And I'll make further announcements about that, but that's really what we're even doing this weekend, is we're just planning the future of everything. So very excited for that. And I'm very excited too. I want to up the production value of the DragonShip. I want to make this even better. I want to build stronger relationships. I want to bring even more great content creators in here. I'm very excited to see where we're going to go.
Fantastic.
Let's see here. Nuke. What you got going on next year, man?
So, I'm about 32% ish done with my book. It's going to be a boring book. It's just going to be, based on my dating thread. After that, I'm going to start working on a Red Pill manga. I think space needs a little bit more creative, fun stories full of
nice
lessons and likable characters. More likable than me, at least. And we can kind of make this space a little bit more vibrant, more fun experience. My best teachers were the fun ones, right? I'm sure you guys had fun teachers in your lives, and they were the easiest to learn from. So that's my big goal, to at least have that going 2025. And just follow me on the Substack. Links in the chat. Thank you.
Very cool. Glenn Lawrence.
Yeah. Shit. What do I got going on? Well, I might move to Chicago. We shall see.
If you do that, I'll fucking be able to see it more often.
I know. I was like listing all like the pros and cons. I'm like, okay, Paul Benjamin is nearby. Andrew Wilson is nearby.
You could
Like-
get to practice shootouts and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, like I was like,
Get our murder skills polished.
Glenn, but it is fucking cold up there, bro.
It is cold. It is cold. When I was out there, I really didn't go out in the cold. Actually, we didn't go out in the cold at all. I think we went out like a few times. We didn't have to, but I might be moving to Chicago. Hopefully, that'll be good. Or I might be moving to Texas. One or the other.
Texas.
It's kind of up in the air. And I'm looking forward to that. Still working on the production of my show. I plan on doing some changes here in the near future, especially if I go to Chicago or Texas. Actually, if I go to Texas, I plan on creating another show, another channel altogether on top of it. It's going to be like, I have a few people I plan on working with out in Texas and make it like a kind of like what the Trident was trying to be when we try to launch the Trident, Thor.
Yeah.
But younger. Not can't be old, you know. Sorry. But we'll
Then
see.
why are you there?
Listen, you son
Wow.
of a bitch. Okay?
You
Shots
old.
fired.
Just because
shots
I'm
fired.
old, I could still kick your ass. All right.
You can play younger guy on TV.
I could
That
play a
doesn't
younger
matter.
character. All I gotta do is dye my hair. You know, like I'll be good. So yeah, I got some big things coming up. I do have some interviews. I'm looking forward to doing, like the one with Tom McDonald, also the one with Aubrey Killian and his wife, who his wife actually works with Jordan Peterson. They are polygynists. They're Christian polygynists, and so I hosted a debate between Andrew and him before, and that's starting to pick up traction. So I'm gonna like dive back into that interview. It's gonna be really interesting. So just stay tuned for that. I'm gonna be doing a New Year's Eve show, and I'm gonna highlight everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, all about 2024. You know, I got AJ, I got that picture of you, you know, when you're out here. Remember that one picture?
Oh God, which one are we talking about?
The one that you don't want me to talk about?
There's a lot
Yeah.
of those.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry. That one's gonna be like on the thumbnail. So, you know, yeah. You're gonna have to explain what you were doing to the cat. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna let you have to discuss that later. But that's what I got going on.
All right. We'll bring Vidar up here. It's been kind of quiet this show. Vidar, what do you got going on in 2025?
Well, I'm working on a few things that hopefully everybody will be looking forward to. I'm going to put together a couple classes, dusting off the old syllabuses here. I'll have a class coming up on manifesting power for abundant living, and another one for programming your brain for automatic goal achievement.
Ooh, that would be a good one.
So I'll be
Nice.
working on a book and something also to be adding to Thor's encyclopedia.
Outstanding. Outstanding. Laurent, Tokyo, what do you got going on in 2025?
So here, this is the picture of my daughter, and I learned from MLD that he wrote his goals. So when we met last time, he wrote his goals. So I write my goal and I copy it several times over throughout the day. And let me write it for you. I complete the first draft of RP Thor's algorithmic book by January 5th. So that's the beginning. And I write it. And actually, it's interesting because Vida was talking about manifestation. Paul, you're big on this as well. And just the act of writing it and really bringing forth the energy makes a big, big difference. So this is what I'm writing. This is what I'm working on for the beginning of the year. Second thing is I want to be a clinical hypnotherapist. And then third thing is I want to make progress with my company, sort out all the problem that I have with the future ex-wife. So, and yeah, I rebuild my life going forward. So I'm really excited about the new chapters the new chapters of my life. Really, really excited. And time is precious. As the great American philosopher Mia Khalifa used to say, nights are so long and dicks are so short. You gotta
Mia
make the best of
Khalifa?
Yeah.
LeBron, you crack me up, dude.
Hey, that took me a second.
Jesus Christ. All right.
We need more Laurent.
Paul Benjamin, what
shit,
do you
I'm
got
up.
going on next year, man?
Well, continuation of here, let me first of all, join my community for free. I'm pressing enter and it can't get in there. So never mind, just kidding.
I see it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so if you can post that for me, please. Link will be in the chat there. But yeah, join my community for free. Because here's the thing, right? It's kind of like what I said back in Roll Zero. I'll mention it here too. We're going to see a lot more AI generated marketing, right? And that's going to be a lot of, chat GPT type generated YouTube videos, advice, marketing, all that stuff. And it doesn't have that authenticity. And it's just going to be a flood of more information that you don't need. And so as people are wanting advice for different areas of their life, they go to YouTube and they do their little searches to find stuff. And it's going to be more garbage than ever before thrown up on videos that are going to be popular videos. And so YouTube and some of these public spaces are becoming less and less helpful. You know what I mean? Unless of course you find the right channel, but it's going to be harder and harder to do that. So my goal is to draw people away from those things who need helps in areas that I can offer help in, which is understanding human behavior, relationship dynamics, and the inner game and mindset stuff that allows you to achieve anything you want. That's all part of understanding your own behavior, right? And these are all things I can help you out with. And you can be on the community for free. There's the paywall and the coaching programs, and that's there too for other people, but you don't have to pay anything to be there. So jump on there. I'm going to have a Sexpionage 2.0 where we're going to talk about, I'm going to address the inner game aspect of being able to persuade somebody in a romantic manner. So that's the change. It's going to be the skill sets on game, but it's going to be also handling the inner game problems that guys have in executing those skill sets. So that course is going to drop next month sometime. So keep an eye out for that. And of course I have my mastermind program. If you guys need additional help, there's that. And just trying to get more stuff, hopefully more YouTube videos over at Apex Mindset YouTube channel, and more stuff over at Apex Inner Game, which is a second channel that I need to post more on. So I plan on doing that next year. That's about it.
Very cool. Thor.
Gentlemen, thank you for a wonderful show. Next time I see you, it'll be a wonderful day. I'm going to drop in the chat right now. Free audio chapter of my book. Go check it out. If you enjoy it, fantastic. There's a lot of valuable advice in there for you to develop your own personal skills. But I look forward to seeing you guys on the next go around. And man, thanks, Paul. All you guys doing such a wonderful job on the Dragon Ship. Definitely that tide is rising. Definitely. Cool.
Very cool. As for me, let me show you guys this. This just got approved by Amazon a second ago. Let's see here. Get Her to Fuck You Again. A red pill guide to fix a dead bedroom can now be pre-ordered.
Nice.
It will be out. Let's see if you can see this here. There you go. Get Her to Fuck You Again. This will be out next week on the 3rd, but you can pre-order it now on Kindle. I'll drop a link to that. I put a lot of work into this, and I've been coaching guys on this for the last couple of months, and it's fascinating to watch. I had a guy that I had a coaching call with this morning, and we're on his 6 weeks. So we're about halfway through the program, and one of the things that he told me was that he's been reading this red pill stuff for years. He's been reading all the books. He's read all of Ryan's books. He's read Athel K's stuff. He's read No More Mr. Nice Guy. And he goes, it wasn't until I got a coach that I was able to actually apply this stuff. Cause he goes, I understand the concepts, but it's so hard to figure out how do I move forward with this without having someone there to say, this is how you apply that. Yeah, that information's good, but this is how you apply that to that situation. And he's like, that's just been eye-opening for me and being able to take action on this stuff. So if you are one of those guys who's read all the books and you can't move the needle in your own life, I suggest that you get yourself a coach, whether it's, it doesn't have to be me. It could be, someone who's been doing it much longer, like Paul, or, even, Thor when he gets better. Glenn Lawrence, he's too busy in Hollywood to be coaching anybody. So I can't throw his name in the hat there, but you know what I mean? Just get someone that can help you with this sort of thing. It's super beneficial for guys, who just don't know how to do it themselves. And that's okay. It's okay to ask for help on that sort of thing. That's what I'll say with that. Other than that, let's see here. I got a couple trips planned this year. January, at the end of January, Nurse Chick and I are going on the Chris Jericho cruise. That's gonna be so fucking fun. We're leaving. We're heading out from Miami to Dominican Republic, and we're gonna go with a bunch of former WWE guys and a bunch of AEW guys. So it should be pretty awesome. There's going to be rock bands on the ship, and they're going to be recording live podcasts on there. So that's going to be fun. And then in April, I'm flying up to Toronto. My coach, I actually have a business coach now. He's got a program up there. So I'm going to go up there, and hopefully that son of a bitch, Ryan Stone, has some time to hang out with me, because that would be cool. I really like meeting guys like, you know, the Rule Zero guys when I'm
You going to Toronto? Is that, was that?
Yeah. Toronto.
When are you going?
April.
Hit me up. Okay. I might be able to meet up with you, dude. I'm only like 3.5 hours from Toronto, man.
Oh, no shit. Okay. Yeah. I'll give you the dates, and maybe we can plan on that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And then speaking of that son of a bitch, Ryan Stone, Monday's episode, if you guys have never read this book, right? Ryan's got, his third book in the series just came out. I just got that for Christmas, but Ryan's got this really great book, right? Praxeology Volume 2, Dread. And in that book, he talks about 3 archetypes, right? Basically what the married red pill guys have all came up with is this: all guys fit into this bucket of basically 3 types of guys. You know, you might find yourself in more than one bucket, but predominantly you're going to be in one of these 3 buckets. You're going to be in one of these captain dynamics if your marriage is in the toilet. And so on Monday, I'm going to be talking about what he refers to as a type 1 captain, which is the drunken captain and his begrudging first officer. So that's going to be fun. Tune into that on Monday. Other than that,
Super chats.
Oh, shit. We do have super chats. Good. Check this out. Let's see. We've got a $2 super chat from Ken Rose. He sent a thumbs up, so Mike can't read that one. But we'll give him this. Hold on 1 second. We'll give him this one. Here we go. We'll let Mike read this one here.
Siege D, thank you very much for the $2 super chat. I think it's time for Optimus Prime to make an appearance today.
Yeah, hold on. Let me do the Orton horn first. There we go.
And you have to get really close and be really breathy. See ya in the new year, old bearded wise men.
That's great, man. All right. Thanks guys for the super chats. Appreciate you. You guys have a happy and safe new year. You know, it's amateur night. So if you guys go out drinking, make sure you guys get an Uber. Other than that, we'll see you guys next Saturday.
But it's time to rest our weary bones. This journey etched in stone. The dragon ship stands tall. Our brothers to heed the call. Scars show where we've been. Eyes of warriors keen. Sails have kissed the wind. Legends we